Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shay. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I know it's a different scheduled time than our normal Friday nights, but it's always good to at least be on near the end of the week, right? So, as I always say, I love to end the week off with a live, and of course, just to inspire you all as you enter into the weekend. So, first off, if you're not subscribed yet to Keeping It Real with Shay, please do subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, comment on any of my videos, and of course, click the notification bell on your way out from subscribing so you'll be up to date on all of my upcoming live chat sessions and, of course, most recent uploads. So, tonight, we have a very special guest. I have a very special guest. But before that, I actually want to wish Sea Gartist Apparel a very happy first anniversary. As you can see, I am wearing a Sea Gartist t-shirt. And of course, Sea Gartist is, as you all know, the official sponsor for Keeping It Real with Shay's apparel. So again, congratulations to Sea Gartist Apparel on their very first year anniversary. And guys, I'm hoping you guys had a great week. We had great weather actually here in Toronto. Yesterday was beautiful. I went for a walk, and today was a good day. Although windy, it was definitely a great day altogether. So I hope you guys are having a great week so far, and comment in the live chat box, guys, and let me know that you're here so I can say hello. But again, we are into the second week of March. And of course, my series this month is on mompreneurs and or womenpreneurs. And of course, I hope you guys saw my latest upload on International Women's Day. So I want to say, of course, happy International Women's Day to all of the women out there, the boss babes, the ladies, the babes out there. A happy International Women's Day, which we celebrated earlier this week. So again, tonight I have a special guest, a mompreneur herself, and I'm very honored to have her on Keeping It Real with Shay. She, you know what, I don't even want to give a full out introduction because she will definitely tell you more about herself and her business. But the thing that drew me to her was her inspiration behind her business. And it's about resilience. And it's a tribute to strong, resilient, and beautiful women in her family. And you'll notice in my past vlogs that I have used some of her products and shared with you my very first experiences. And you know what, this lady is beautiful, and I'm so grateful again to have her on my show to get to know her a little bit better. She is a mom, she is an entrepreneur, so she's a mompreneur, and she's the founder of Happy Natural Products, and she sings opera. So she actually sings very well as well. So very talented, very beautiful, resilient, and strong. Please help me welcome the founder of Happy Natural Products, Miss Jennifer Yu. Jennifer Uy, right? Is that how we pronounce it?
Yes, Jennifer Uy. Hi, Shay.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I am beyond grateful that you agreed to be on my show. And I want to thank you for also supporting my channel and watching some of my vlogs as well. So thank you so much. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Happy belated International Women's Day.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Happy belated International Women's Day to you as well. I know you had an interview earlier this week, or I think it was last week. I
mhm.
saw that.
Yes, it was quite fun, and it was with a group of Filipino women that wanted to feature me. It's actually called Cocina Talks, and it's more about a page about micropreneurs and such, but they of food. But they wanted to talk to me about my business, which is not food. And because you know what, some of the stories transpires across the categories and the industries anyway. So I was so
Of course.
happy and proud to be part of that. It was great.
That's great, and I want to tell everybody before, of course, before we get to the interview, we always do an icebreaker. So,
Mhm.
before that, I just want to let everybody know that, at the Jen's products have been featured on Cityline. They've been featured like on national TV and like all over the websites, and and I think that's so great, and especially you as a Filipina, ate, that's great. Like you have planted the flag, so
Oh,
to
thank
speak.
you. Thank
And it's
you.
great. Like I can't wait to hear more about it and just how it all started and what inspired you. But before that, you are going to take part in Keeping It Real with Shay's version of Never Have I Ever.
Okay, I'm a little
So
bit nervous, but
don't
I've never
worry,
played this
I
game
made
before.
I made it G-rated. Well, a little slightly. I kind of tweaked the questions a little bit, but
Hmm. I have to,
it won't
sorry,
be
my,
too.
yeah.
It won't be. It won't be too
It's like this little
embarrassing.
piece. Hmm. I'm
It's gonna
embarrassing
be
myself
fun.
already. There you go. There you go.
No. But of course, before that, let's say hi to our viewers. I want to say hi to Auntie Wang from Miami. Hi, Auntie Wang. Tin TV, hello. Goody Kampai, hello. Thank you so much. And Auntie Wang says, hello, Mama Beautiful. And she's from Miami. So thank you so much. And of course, at the Mitch, Journeys with Mitch, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen here so we can get started. All right. Let me share it. Okay. So, Ate Jen, could you see my screen?
I can.
All right. Okay. So, Keeping It Real with Shay's version of Never Have I Ever. Let's get started. And it's always the first slide. Okay. Never have I ever cut my own hair.
Can you see that? My answer is
Never.
never.
Okay, never. I figured, it was COVID. Maybe you trimmed your hair a little bit,
I
but
just let it grow. That's the
yeah,
beauty of having long hair. You let it grow, no one's gonna know.
I
Right?
know that is true. That is so true. All right, next. Never have I ever gone skinny dipping.
I'm boring. Sorry.
Never. It's
I'm
not
very
being
boring.
boring. It's conservative. I've never either. Okay, so I've never either. But hey, you never know, right? Never have I ever went to bed wearing makeup.
Oh, I have.
Me too. Especially
I have.
when you really have done really well with your makeup or somebody did it and it was so
Oh,
good. That's me. Or you're really tired.
I was really tired. It was my first trade show as an entrepreneur, and I was zigzagging through the Metro Toronto Convention Center from one side to the other the whole day.
Oh wow.
And when I got home, um, my son, all he wanted to do was cuddle with me because he didn't see me for 3 days straight.
Aw.
And then so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cuddle with him, and doesn't matter that I have my makeup on. So that's what that I remembered that.
Aw, that is so sweet. Me too. Sometimes I'm just lazy, but to wash my face. But yes. Okay, so you have. All right. Never have I ever lied about my age.
Mm,
Never. I don't think you need to. You look very, very young. So,
I
so
just
that's
don't say
that's
anything. I
great.
don't lie. I just don't say anything.
Or when you get carded, hey, all right.
Okay,
So
yeah, then you know what I have when I was young. Yes, I was
you did like
underage and I was underage and I went clubbing.
oh yeah, my guest last week said the same thing. So did you have a fake ID then?
Um, we I just knew the people that so I didn't have a
You
fake
had
ID. I just knew people.
connection.
Yeah, so that helped.
Oh, connections. Okay, I think we've lied about our age once or twice in our lifetime.
Yeah.
All right, and the last slide is never have I ever snuck food or snacks or drinks into a movie theater. I have,
I
yes.
have. I have.
Who hasn't? It's so
Yeah.
expensive, right? Oh my gosh, so that's great. So thank you for that. Normally it's 10 questions, but there's so much to get into. I want to get to know you better. So I just kind of
Thank
wanted to
you.
do that icebreaker. So thank you for taking part in that. In our
And this is the
little
first time that we've actually talked to each other or seen each other,
I know because it's
right?
normally via messenger and I just
Mhm.
say, I'm doing a vlog on your stuff.
Mhm.
So this is great, and I'm so excited, like just to know more about you. So yeah. So first of all, we'll start into the questions.
Mhm.
Um, and my first question is, what is the meaning behind Happy Natural Products, and how did you come up with this name for your business?
Well, we came up with the name Happy um because I needed something that was universal, easy to understand, that if we ever um, expanded across, different countries internationally, the word happy gives a really nice connotation. We started out with the toothbrushes actually. So for me, and that was the premise of why I wanted to do it is because whenever we thought of eco-friendly products, there was something kind of mystical about it or something very unapproachable or unreachable because the price points are high. So I came up with it and I wanted the price point affordable. So the name Happy made it very inviting, very welcoming. And as well, the world was such an unhappy place and was becoming an unhappy place. And a lot of people are just, just very tired and not happy with themselves. So I wanted to, when you saw and heard the name, it would make you feel good inside in a very simple, everyday kind of way.
Aw, that's
Yeah.
so nice. And I actually use your Happy toothbrush.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, our
So
biodegradable toothbrush. Thank you.
yeah, so sorry, when you say we, who
Hmm.
is behind Happy Natural Products besides you
Well,
being the founder? Do you have like a team now of people?
I still don't have a team. I have people that I have consultants that come and help now because it's just too much to take care of during the pandemic. And I have also helped part time and as well as other third party companies that can help. But for the most part, it's still myself. And people are very surprised about that. For the most part, it's still myself.
So you do all the marketing, you do all the how do you like I'm sure you have suppliers that you work closely
Yeah.
with.
So from the supply chain to product development, new business, all the way down to customer service and such. It's not the best way, but being a startup, I have to wear all those hats. So pretty much me. Yeah.
And how long has Happy Natural Products been in business for?
So Happy Natural Products started when it was the end of 2018. But we didn't start selling into retailers back then. It was just we incorporated the name. So we started being more active in 2019 and started to get into retailers probably near the end of that. And then COVID hit in the beginning of 2020. So there was a lot of question marks during that time, and we didn't know what was going on. When I say we, it's pretty much Happy and myself. And so I would say we'd probably, and I was also doing this part time. I wasn't doing this full time. I only went full time with Happy um, middle of last year, middle of 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, so the second half. It was just too much. I couldn't hold a full-time job, and then with the kids at home, and everything else, the pressures of not knowing what day to day is going to be like with, the pandemic. Um, I thought I had to make a decision and just go full-time with Happy instead. Yeah.
Wow. And we're gonna get into that actually.
hmm
But before Happy, who was Jennifer Hui?
Well, I'm a mother of two, and I was also working at a company that focused on supplying natural and wellness stores and children's stores with natural eco living products. And before that, I came from the food world. So I was working for an organic meat and baby food company. And then before that, I was doing packaging design, account management for a design company. And then I also,
Oh,
like you mentioned, that I'm a singer, so I also I'm classically trained, so I do some singing, and that's how you and I got connected through a mutual friend who is an amazing singer, Josie De Leon.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And you know what? I think I actually hosted a few events where you were a guest because I do a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
Filipino events. Yeah. So
Oh,
I
I
was
didn't know that.
looking through
Okay.
I was looking through some of your videos and yeah,
hmm
I was looking through some of your videos and we actually have about 25 or 30 mutual friends.
Oh my
So
gosh. Oh,
uh,
okay. I didn't know.
yeah, I didn't know
What a
either
small
until
world.
I did my research, of course, and I was
Okay.
like, oh my gosh. So then there were some events that I was at and you performed at. So I was like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
now I know, but I just didn't know that was you. So
Yeah, that's
um
amazing.
that is amazing
Yeah.
how,
So
you
we've
know,
crossed paths
small art.
before, but we just didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is great. Okay, so you were already then involved. I mean, you already immersed in like natural organic products, like eco-friendly.
Yeah, because in the packaging world, I did a lot of work for a lot of retailers and private label. So it spanned all the products that they had, that they carried in store. And then, especially with food too, it came to a point where my job was to be very strategic and also look into claims of the product to make you want to entice you to buy the product. And at the end of the day, I said, you know what? I kind of just thought, you know what? I can't say anything else good about this. It's just water, caramel, color, and sugar. What can I say? It's not great for you. It's like full of sugar. So that's when I started to kind of dig deep and look into, you know what? If it was me, what would I want to do in the right way? And at that time, I was also I had a baby, and I knew that I wanted to give her something better. I wanted her to raise her more of like a natural and whole type food type of world, because that's how I grew up. Like in the Philippines, we ate fish, we ate chicken, like it's real ingredients, not highly processed. I know there's hot dogs and canned goods, but that's also it contributed to a lot of disease and illness within even my family. And so I knew that for sure, living a healthier and more whole living life would be a better way to help prevent these
Yes.
diseases as you go. And you would know, you're in the medical world, right? And then you see some
Yeah.
of the effects of not taking care of yourself and having the not right things put into your body.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
And just, you know, watching what you eat and, you know,
Yeah,
all that
the whole
stuff.
gamut.
So wow, okay. Well, I mean, now I kind of see the, you know, because you were around that environment and you
Yeah,
just wanting to make a difference to the
yeah.
world. I can see now where the Happy Natural
Mhm.
products kind of came in. Um, my next question is, who inspires you and what inspired you to get into beauty and wellness?
Um, there were a lot of people while I was growing up that inspired me who were very strong women. Women that were put into the roles that they were in because of challenges that happened in their family, and they were kind of just thrust into those roles. And they did so without complaints. They did so because it was their duty or responsibility, and they did so and thrived. So those are the women that I grew up knowing, and then as well as even just my own grandmothers, how they went through the wars and raising 9 children each with all its complexity and poverty and again the wars, and having their both my grandfathers paternal and maternal passing away so early, and then they have all these mouths to feed. Those are things that keep me grounded and going.
Wow. That is awesome because I know that you know, for Jennifer, guys, she has a line of facial rollers and gua sha tools, and
Hmm.
this is her tribute to these strong, resilient, beautiful women, right? And
Hmm.
for generations, they have turned to these traditional Chinese medicine tools as a means to nurture, heal, and fortify, especially
Hmm.
during the most trying times, which we're going to get into and actually do a
Hmm.
little demo later on.
Hmm.
Um, so how did you, we talked about the meaning behind Happy Natural Products, how you came up with the name, but how did you actually get started? So you did say the toothbrush
Yeah.
was your first product, but
Yeah.
was this an idea that was like you kind of woke up one day and said, "Oh my gosh, I want to start this kind of business," or was it something that was an idea on a serviette or a napkin, or just
Hmm.
through a chit chat over coffee? Like, who did you share this idea with, and how did it actually, start?
Well, because I was in a company that was supplying health and natural stores across Canada, I noticed that there was a gap in terms of these products that were better for you, better for the environment, but was not exactly um, pocket friendly, wallet friendly. So
Uh,
that's where it came about. Like for instance, our toothbrush retails between 4.99 to 5.99, whereas at that time, toothbrushes of that biodegradable handle and all those features were running around $12. And I thought you wouldn't buy that for the children in your family. So I didn't want it to be so elitist or just so precious that only maybe that one person in the family that's so into eco-friendly, they will be using it, and then everybody else uses the plastic 99-cent toothbrush that's on sale and such. Um, and so that's how it is. So I saw the gap in the market, and that's where that came about. Mhm.
okay. I really, you know what, I must say, and this is just my own review on the Happy Toothbrush.
Mhm.
It definitely feels different using your toothbrush. And I'm not only saying it because I
Mhm.
remember the first time I used it, I was like,
Mhm.
my teeth feel weird. Not weird,
Oh.
but like different.
Mhm.
Different in a way where it was like that tingly feeling where I really felt it was clean. But
Yeah.
I mean, I would buy those Colgate toothbrushes that are like so expensive, right? Like I don't
Mhm.
know how much because this was gifted to me,
Mhm.
but I after using it, like I could really feel like my teeth, like I felt the tingleness,
Oh,
and I felt
amazing.
like my teeth were really getting cleaned. And I'm not only saying that, I like really legitimately like, yeah,
Yeah.
felt the difference.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know what I mean? Like, so there definitely is something different about the Happy Toothbrush. Like,
For
really.
me, it was because at that time too, so many people were talking about, oh, it's gonna take, these billions of toothbrushes that's just gonna go in the landfill. It's an environmental problem. But for me, when everything that we come up with happy, it has to either function as well or better than the conventional counterparts. And so I feel that that's one thing that wasn't addressed with a lot of eco-friendly toothbrushes is that they focus so much on the handle being biodegradable or compostable that the bristles end up being not really looked into in terms of the research. And you touched upon that so well, is that our bristles are, first of all, it's infused with charcoal, so it has a little bit of that whitening
Mm.
property and detoxifying, and as well, it's not non-abrasive because the one thing that we do with the toothbrush is it's not a straight cut on the bristles. It's actually all tapered, so it's very, very kind and soft on your teeth, but it's also finer than a regular bristle, so that there's more bristles and it works harder, even though it's a um soft bristle.
And the handle, I mean, it's strong. It's very sturdy,
Yeah,
the
it
handle.
feels like plastic without, because some people don't like the feel of wood and such, and especially in their mouth. It feels just like plastic. So for viewers that are not familiar with our toothbrush, it's made out of wheat. So the handle, I'm going to open this up so we can see it better. So the
Yeah, I
handle is
think
made
it's
out of,
kind of not
yeah.
hygienic for me
So
to show.
this is what I was talking about, how the bristle ends are tapered instead of a straight cut, so it's softer and it cleans better. And there's more bristles than a usual toothbrush. And then as well, oh, thank you. And then as well, the handle is made out of discards from when you harvest wheat. There's the parts that you eat, and then there's the parts that are discarded and burned. These are the parts that are usually discarded and burned. We salvage them, mulch them up, and make them into a handle. And it feels very smooth. Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Yes, it's very
I thought
smooth. I
maybe
think
the wind,
because
it's
I'm
so windy outside. I was like, please don't leave me alone. I don't know how to host a YouTube.
no, I like
Okay.
I figured out my internet, guys, so no more cutting out.
Okay.
No, but I really do feel the difference, and that is my
I'm
review
so happy.
actually about your toothbrush. And you know me, I like to do reviews. I base my purchases on reviews itself. So we can plug in later where everybody can grab
Oh,
the
sure.
the happy toothbrush for sure.
Mhm.
Um, so do you? I guess you do all the quality control as well.
Yeah, we do QC and QAs. I have someone helping me with that now. Before it was all me, but I still do take a look and go through pretty much like 90% of the shipment. I still do. But I do need to have a step back and have other people help me with that because it's just getting too much sometimes, and it's like I'm the bottleneck, right?
Well, you know what? And that's a good problem to have because it means your business is growing and doing very well. So you need to now learn how to delegate.
I need to delegate. Yeah,
And I know as like entrepreneurs, it's sometimes hard to do, especially when you're so used to doing everything on your own. But you
yeah,
know, if there's people that are willing to be part of your team and help you grow your business, then by all means, welcome them, embrace it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
Of course, right? Yeah.
Um, so you go, I'm sure that you do everything off site and through third party, you said. So you have a lot of partners, I guess. Well, it's you, but then you have a lot of people that make up happy products, happy natural products, as you were saying, like
They're
suppliers,
mostly my
third
they're
party.
mostly my suppliers. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, or third
So
party vendors.
so before all this, just you know, if before you started these things, this business, you probably had to do research and make connections, right? And proposals and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I that's because I was in sales already too. So I would just tap into the same accounts that we were already managing at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
then, but this is a bit of a different world than what I was in before. So it's just reaching out and trying to do research and making sure that when I approach a buyer, that it's something that they're also interested in, because you don't want to waste their time too.
Of
Because
course.
but yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Like I know I'm like asking all the, it's just I've always wanted to know how people who, you know, jumpstart a business this way, how they get started with these products. Like do they, you know, they must like you must had to have structured or draw or you know what I mean? Have these
you
business
know what?
proposals
Honestly,
and
I just like
drawings.
I just make it up as I go because there's no real roadmap for me. So I
Well,
just
that's
it
awesome. That's very creative.
yeah, but you fail a lot, but then when you fail a lot and you get up, that's where you learn, right? Yeah.
That is true. And it's these
Yeah.
experiences that make you stronger, right? And you just learn from
I
them
hope
as you
so.
go. So there's a question here at the Jen from Auntie Wang in Miami. She
Hi,
wants to
Auntie
know
Wang.
if it's available in the US.
All our products are available in because a lot of stores during COVID um, pivoted over to online. So all our products are available on. So I don't have my own e-commerce site. That would just is just one thing I decided not to do because it's just too much for one person. So we a lot of our online retailers also ship. So we've had our products shipped to Spain, our products shipped to the States
Awesome.
through
Okay.
the retailers, products shipped to the Philippines and Hong Kong and
Okay.
such. So it is global. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Auntie Wang, I will have all that information. We will plug it in later, but I'll also have it on my description box. And if you look back on my past vlogs, I think with the gua sha and the dual texture roller, you'll see all the websites where you can avail the Happy Natural products. But we will plug that in later. So
Thanks,
yes,
Auntie
so
Wang.
that's awesome, guys. So everybody around the world, I know that people will probably watch this later in the Philippines or wherever you are in
Hmm.
the world, you can avail the Happy Natural products that we will be showing today. So question for you, and I always like asking this to entrepreneurs, especially mompreneurs, but because there are a lot of entrepreneurs that also kind of trip on my channel. Um, how do you balance life and business? I mean, now, okay, so before we get to life and business, yeah, okay. How do you balance life and business as an
It is,
entrepreneur?
with the added layer of the past year, um, it's very hard, and I'm still not very good at it. I find myself taking care of my kids, and I still have that mom guilt during the day where, I try to be as present as I can be. And then when they're asleep, then I go, if I need to go to the warehouse or the office, then I'm there at 10 at night. It's not the best way to do it. Um, but when it's your own business and you're growing it, you feel more inspired and you feel more encouraged to do it. And it feels like even though you're pulling the crazy hours, and I did pull crazy hours before when I wasn't doing happy, it just feels more fulfilling. But I need to work
Mhm.
on the work life balancing still.
Well, I mean, you did mention that you just became full-time in this business last year, mid
Hmm.
last year.
Hmm.
So, it'll take probably about a year within the year to really just kind of find your own niche or what works
Yeah,
for
to
you.
find that groove. And it's just
Yeah,
like
to
a
find
weird
your groove.
time right now, and
Yes,
nothing
definitely.
is really stable. And it's just, yeah, we don't know. It's been a year, and we're still not much farther from where we were a year ago when this
You're
all
right.
started, right?
No, it's true. It's
Yeah.
true. So you have your own office then. You don't have a home office, you have your own office.
I do work from home most of the times, but the warehouse is there's a warehouse that I rent for our products to be stored, and that's where I go. Sometimes I need to be there and check things out.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is so cool. You are like truly a boss babe.
No,
You're a boss
no,
babe, that's
I'm just
Jen.
trying. I'm just trying.
You're a boss babe. Definitely on my list of boss babes, that's for sure. Okay, so how do you relax? Like what do you do to relax? Because that's always
I was
hard as
thinking about
entrepreneur.
it is very hard, and even if you're not an entrepreneur, it's very hard to find the time to relax and spend time for yourself, especially if you are a mom with kids that need you. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? In a way, I'm kind of lucky because the products that I have are geared towards telling you to slow down. They are geared towards telling you, you know what? Take the time for yourself.
It's true. Yes. Ate Jen, are you there? Okay, so Ate Jen is
Myself, and
oh, there you
the
are.
QA itself becomes my little self-care time.
Sorry, Ate Jen, we lost you a bit. What were you saying?
Then
Okay,
we
guys,
will
I don't
go.
know. Oh,
There you
oh, there
are.
you
There you
are.
are. So I
I
kept
was like, oh
talking.
no, it's me.
I didn't know if it was me or you, but I kept talking anyway. But if there was a part that where I got cut off, because I didn't know if it was still broadcasting. So if there was a part I got cut off, I can go back to it.
It was what were we talking about? Oh, relaxing, right? We were
Yeah.
talking about relaxing. Um, I don't even remember. I all I heard was
Well,
Q
it's
and A.
so with my products, because even when I'm testing them or when I'm showing people a tutorial, it becomes my self-care time,
Mm,
right?
yes,
So it just happens to be that I'm in this world, and my work is the pause, right? So, which
yes.
is kind of a nice perk, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you know what they say: if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work,
You know,
right?
I absolutely love every single product that we have. There's something about them that resonates with me, and I absolutely 100% can say that I love them. Yeah.
And I can now see how it connects to you. Every
Yeah.
product that I have that I own
Yeah.
of Happy, I can see how it connects to you just from sitting with you for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So definitely, this it's
Yeah.
the aura that you carry. What is your ideal chill day? We talked about, what you do to relax. How do you just
hmm
chill? Like, just chill.
Some
What do
days I
you
just want to tune out, and these times we don't get to connect so much with our friends, especially in person. So sometimes chill days are like, I have this friend Susan Ing who does a lot of charitable work and a lot of work with new immigrants and refugees in terms of um, helping them with cooking classes and culinary. That's what I do. I would watch her, or I would take part in her sessions and just watch her make like amazing, authentic ethnic foods, and it's relaxing enough. And I do silly things like I just like to I don't grocery shop, sorry, excuse me, I don't grocery shop, but I do like to go to, I have this purveyor that's near our house, that's it's a small mom and pop operation where they supply fruits and vegetables. I do things
okay.
like that. I go and just
Well,
veg
that's
out, watch
fine.
TV, and just really just spend time especially my son, because he's so young, and the time that I have with him is so precious.
How old are your kids?
One is 4 and one is 10.
Oh,
So
they're
the
still so
one
little.
so they're on the younger side, especially the 4-year-old. So he needs a lot more of my attention,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's just growing so fast. So like today, usually I would be working from the morning until like till like the wee early morning. So because we deal a lot with overseas too. And today I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna be online with Shay at 8 o'clock, and it's gonna be, I'm looking forward to it, but it is going to be a long day. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take him to the beach. So of course I picked the most windiest day to go to the beach, but you know what? It was something that he and I needed. Like he's a poor little guy. He would have been just on his own the whole day. And I said, you know
Oh,
what? Let's go. And goes, it's just you and mommy. Let's go. And just go to the beach, and do something
oh.
just for him. Yeah.
I miss those times with my kids. Like I miss dates with, I mean, I do sometimes with but they're teenagers. They don't want to hang out with their mom.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I have to do
But
that
no,
before they get to that stage, right?
I know, but I'm so busy working. See, that's why it's good to be an entrepreneur, right? When
Yeah.
they're babies. So if you could turn back time at the Jen and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would
hmm
you tell her?
Um, I'm trying to think, what was I doing at 18? I was in school. So during that time, I was doing a lot of um, singing, auditioning
Mhm.
for different roles, and a lot of times I was always looked um, uh, what I can't remember the term. So I was always looked over for someone else. And I was always told, like, in a very not so direct way, I'm not thin enough, I'm not the right look, I'm not the right skin color perhaps. And I was always told, like, you have to lose weight to be a singer and such. And I
Wow.
remember, especially, I'm a lot older than people probably. I've been there are a lot of young singers now that are doing well. But when I was younger, I didn't have those role models, or people that I can emulate in North America in terms of an Asian singer or an Asian performer.
Mhm.
This is way well before Miss Saigon also. And um and uh I remembered that. I remembered that I would always be told, you're the best singer, you did the best audition, you had the best performance, but you're just not the right look. Or like, "Oh, we need someone more petite than you." That's the expectation as someone that's Asian. And I remember thinking, I didn't care so much in a way, but it's something like that really does eat up on people's self-esteem.
It's true.
Um, so I would say to that person, myself, that many years ago, just cut out the noise and just do what you do. Um, because people's perception of what you look like externally is not what counts.
It's
And
true.
at the end of the day, when you look at, things are starting to change, it's still not there. But just believe so much in yourself that everybody else will have to believe in you one day. Yeah,
That's awesome. And it's true. I mean, um, there's so many things are so different nowadays than they were back then.
yeah,
Um, but I like what you said was it's just be you because
yeah,
you were built this way to be unique, right? We can't all be
yeah,
the same people, right? There's always something unique about each and every one of us.
yeah.
So that's actually a great message to share, especially to the teenagers out there right
hmm
now who are they social media rules them sometimes, you
hmm
know? And I always tell my daughter, like, just be who you are, like don't compare yourself to other people because we
It's so
all
hard
tend to.
with peer pressure. It's so hard.
Yes, and
Yeah,
we in our generation we grew up always comparing ourselves. I
yeah,
mean, even as adults we compare ourselves
yeah,
sometimes, right? So
yeah.
I think that's a great message. That's actually a really great message. Thank you for that. um and this is because I'm doing this is a mompreneur, a womenpreneur series this month.
hmm
What advice can you give to those mommies and women who want to start their own business?
Just do it. At the end of the day, you can have all the roadmaps, all the structure, all the framework in place. Um, but if you don't decide to take that first step, it's not going to happen. Don't be afraid to fail. Things will take care of itself. Oh my gosh, wait till you see my house. It's such a mess. But at the end of the day, things will take care of itself. Um, and so the dishes don't really get done in time. So that, there's always takeout really if you can't get that amazing looking meal on the table. Um, just do it. If there's something that you truly believe in, and as moms and as women, we have a different take on things based on our own experiences and our upbringing and the environment that we're in. that like for myself, I felt that I had something to offer. And there were a lot of gouache. No, there were not that many gouaches when we started actually, but the rollers. But we knew that we had something better than what the market was offering, better quality, a better feel, something that really can say, you know what, this is a centuries old tool.
Mhm.
Why is it breaking apart? Why is it not working right? You know, as you open the box, we knew that we had something to offer and just really believe. And I truly mean that because with that confidence moving forward, had you asked me 10 years ago, this is the one thing I tell myself I should have started my business 10, 15, 20 years ago. And what stopped me was I always thought I wasn't ready. But you know what? No one really is ever ready. So just do it. Yeah.
That is true. You're never ready for anything. Just
No.
jump.
Yeah.
Just jump,
Yeah.
right? Um, and you know what? That's so inspiring, Atijan. That is so inspiring, and I'm sure you'll inspire our viewers tonight, and of course our viewers in the future that will go back to this
Mhm.
interview, and it's always hard. It's always tough, especially as moms. And I'm sure a lot of moms feel that way too, where you really want to do something for yourself, but
Mhm.
then you always think, what's going to happen to my kids if I do this? Or what's going to
Yeah.
happen to my kids if I do that, right? Like
Yeah.
all your decisions are based solely on your children. But that's just us because we're moms. It's
Yeah.
it's just it's our nature,
Mhm.
right? So
We
for
sacrifice ourselves for, you know,
yes, a lot
others.
of
Yeah.
sacrificing, like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of single moms out there, like I'm
Mhm.
a part of, like in terms of groups who
Mhm.
talk about wanting to start their own business, but how,
Mhm.
so, this is so great to share this video to them because it's true, just jump, just do it because along the way things will fall into place, right? You just have to believe. You
Like
just have
there's
to believe.
not right now, but sooner or later it will happen again when there are flea markets or farmers markets or events that you could be part of. I'm talking product based, of course. It
Oh
can be
yes, yes.
food or and such. But there's that avenue, and then there's also I didn't go this route, but there's Etsy. There's
Yes,
all
let's see.
which makes it more available, and you can do. I did this part time. I started part time, so I don't see why somebody um can't do that too. I know there's a lot of pressure and a lot of everyone's different, but there's
Yes.
that avenue. If you really want to do it, take the time to do it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely. Auntie Wang says thanks for the inspiring words.
Oh, Auntie,
So
I'm not sure if I'm being inspiring, but this is just what my experiences have been. Yeah. But thank you
you're
for the kind
inspiring
words.
me. You're inspiring all of us, which is great. So since you did mention the gouache and the rollers, let's move
Yes,
on to the demo. So we
sure.
might go just a little bit over an hour after Jen, just in case we do have some Q&A. And I have one more
Okay.
question to ask before we wrap up. But
Okay.
I wanted to do I did ask at the Jen guys, so I did ask Jennifer to do a little demo with
Mhm.
the roller. This one is the duo texture roller.
I'm gonna
Um,
show it in the black, so maybe it'll show
yes,
better
and
in.
I will. What will happen at the Jen is I'll put you on the screen by yourself.
Okay.
So I'm muted whenever I do that, so you won't hear me, but I'll come back
Mhm.
on.
Okay.
But guys, I did do a vlog on this and sharing my
You
first
did.
experience. And
You
I
did.
remember saying, I wonder if I'm doing this right. I'm gonna ask Jennifer Uy, the founder, if I was doing it right. So this actually what I really wanted to know besides the roller at the Gen is
Mhm.
the dual texture because I suffer from joint pain and migraines.
Okay.
So especially when it's raining, like I get the
Okay.
worst migraines. So if you
Okay.
can just share that on
Sure.
how I
Sure.
can use this.
Mhm.
So guys, later we'll show you where you can avail this, but this is like Awesome. So, Ate Jen, I want you to tell us
Powerful.
what inspired you about this too. And I also have the gua sha too.
You
Mine's,
have
I
the
keep,
heart shape, right? So we have two
yeah,
kinds,
because
the heart shape,
I love heart-shaped everything.
right?
And
So you have
Josie knows
that
that.
one.
She gave this to me
Yeah.
for Christmas. So this is
So
from
I can
Josie
go through
Williams.
this. So there's the
Yes.
heart one, and then there's our new one. This one is new. I think this came out after you got the heart one.
Oh yeah, I know I saw that.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna get that one too. So
because it has the ridge.
okay,
Yeah.
so we'll start with the duo texture and I'm gonna put
Sure.
you on the screen, okay?
Sure. How much time do I have for this so that I can time myself?
Well, you know what? We can I'm just thinking about you, but if you're okay to go over an hour, because we're already at 50 minutes right now.
Okay,
It's up to
okay.
you. If you're
Well, I
good,
just don't
I'm
want to
good.
take too much of your time if there was a
Oh
cutoff
no.
in the
Honestly,
broadcast.
I am good at the Jen. I would rather I always think about my guests. I can go for another 30 minutes. Like I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
good.
I'll
So
also keep it brief because just to show that this is not a complicated routine and that you can do this in just a few minutes a day, and it's not something that should be consuming, unless you want to, but it can be
yeah,
done.
I
Uh,
do want to ask at the gym for the jade roller and the gua sha, you do it after you do your full like skincare routine, right?
yeah, so you wash your face first, and after washing your face, you put your serum or your lotion or moisturizer or oils on,
Mhm.
and before makeup, if this was in the morning if you're going out, and
And
then
then
at
you do
night,
it. Yeah.
it's after you cleanse and moisturize your face again.
So you do it morning and night.
If you have the time, like for instance with this roller, if you see there's a smooth side, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's the side with the ridge,
Mm-hmm.
that has the texture. So I tend to like to use in the morning, especially let's say I have a Zoom call or if I have a meeting and such. It helps to depuff my face.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
want you to
so it's
tell
more
me how that
targeted.
works.
Yeah. Okay.
So, okay, so let's get on with the demo, guys. So, Ate I'm going to give you the floor, okay?
Okay. And then you can hear me, right? That when I'm done, I can just
I can
say,
hear you. Yes,
okay,
yes.
okay,
Okay, go ahead.
okay. So this is the Duo Texture Roller. I'm using the green aventurine. Some other brands call it jade. We call it green aventurine because this is the stone that it is. And you'll see we have both the classic style, which has the one that you're more likely to see is this one, the smooth small stone and the big stone. So with that, I'm going to show it in this roller because it has both entity. So this is what we call the duo texture roller from Happy, and it has both the spiked end or ridged end and the smooth. What I use for this is when keep it in the bathroom. I don't actually keep it in the fridge or the freezer. I like to keep the stone at the temperature that it is in, and because they're all natural and they're all genuine, my stones tend to be cool anyway. You keep it in the bathroom, especially this time of the year, it'll be nice and cold in the morning. And I also don't tend to not put it in the freezer or the fridge because being that it's traditional Chinese medicine tools, you tend not to want to put super cold things on your body to help move the blood and the chi and such. So with that background, I'm going to start with the Duo texture. So the stone is naturally cool to start with, and at its coldest, I would run it on the eyes. I'll just do one side of my face. Light to medium featherweight strokes. And as you see, I'm getting it over here. So this is that drainage part where you have the extra fluids and bloating on your eyes, and you draw it over here. And then I will shift over to the spike side. So what I like to do is work on the lymphatic system to help drain excess fluids and such, just to move and erase any stagnation or any blockages that you have in your face. Um, so start with down here, because what happens is you open up the channels here so that when you're doing the face and down, there's something to flow down to instead of it being stuck. So just doing this. Sorry, I'm using this headset, so it's a bit in the way. With the ridge side, you go back and forth, and then back and forth, back and forth. This is especially great after you come home from going out, or after you're wearing a mask and you have it on for a certain period of time, and your face feels clammy, your face feels stuck, and as well as if you have jaw tension and the like, you work on those parts. So the spiky or ridge side of the duo texture roller I love is because it touches on the various points that you have on your skin. So it's not just rolling on a smooth end, but it's rolling plus giving that deeper massage throughout your skin. So again, back and forth from down and then up. Avoid the eye area because it's fragile, right? The skin, and we've already touched upon it with the smooth side. And then go up. And then with the smooth side, so once you've got that invigorating massage and you've kind of worked the blood and really worked on the circulation on the skin, and you've got that nice glow that's going around, and any blockages. Oh, it's also good for lines. If you have lines, work around in different directions so that the muscles and the fascia don't um, end up being kind of paralyzed in one kind of position. You move it around so that you don't get those lines, right? So you free it up. Now with the smooth side, again, now you go from the center and up. Okay, center and up. And what you're doing is drawing it to, I'm gonna do this side because I have this thing here. This part of your ear. Go in that direction, one direction. What you're doing now is you're moving the fluids. You're encouraging the fluids to go there and then down, so that you're moving it up here and then down. And same with the top. You go from the top, 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 and then down. So that's for the duo texture roller. I'm gonna move over to the gua sha. Maybe we use the black. Um, so with the gua sha, the difference between the roller and the gua sha is that with the roller you encourage the lymphatic drainage, you encourage the deeper massage and such. But with the gua sha, you manually move it. So it's also, both of them are good for firming and lifting. But with the gua sha, you do the extra because it's so manual, and it's not like the roller that's rolling through your skin. It's actually, if you see, moving the parts of your face in a more manual way. So it helps with more of contouring and lifting. Um, so again, you clear, I'll do this side, clear the next side to open up those channels. And then with this dip, use it. And you can do a little wiggle, use it, and do a little wiggle on the ear. And then with this, so the thing about the gua sha is not as intuitive as the roller. And I had that conversation earlier. And I'm holding, as you can see now, I'm holding my skin because the gua sha, if you can see, really pulls your skin. Whereas, and you don't want that because at the end of the day, it causes your skin to be loose and you may develop more wrinkles from using this if you don't hold the skin down. So it's just to kind of hold it and so that you're not over pulling on the skin. And I see a lot of users use the gua sha like this, like perpendicular, and that causes too much friction and it's pulling on the skin, and you don't want to pull on the skin. What you want to do is keep it flat, so maybe like a 15-degree to your face. Oops, sorry. And then go that way. Still the same direction to the ear, and then down. To the ear, and then down. You also have this part. And Shay had asked me about migraines and such. There's this point here, which is an acupressure point, and then also a point here and 2 points here. You can work on them and go up and down. to help, and especially with this point. And as well, here's another acupressure point on the groove of your hand where you can run the ridge side and just go back and forth in that spot, and that will help with the migraines. So you're not applying anything ingested, and this is a very natural way of just working on the meridian points in your body to help disengage and work on that, opening up the flow in the channels so that whatever blockages there are or things that are impeding to cause the migraines can help. So it helps to prevent. Of course, these are not medical advice, um, but if there was an underlying problem, I would still seek medical, a professional. But these are things that you can do yourself, DIY at home. And so you mentioned the inflammation, right? Here's a point here because I had inflammation in my joints when I first had my first child, and I had it for 9 months, and I couldn't, like, it always had that feeling where I couldn't really, it wasn't um, painful enough that it was hurting me, but it was uncomfortable enough that I knew that there was something in the joints it's kind of like a buildup of fluid. So my acupuncturist actually taught me to use the spike side of the roller and find a point here on your elbow where there's that dip on the elbow and just run it there. Run it there for maybe 10, 20, 30 seconds, and it will totally help with the joint pain or discomfort.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is
I
so
didn't,
cool. I was doing it while I was following every step
yeah.
while you were
You can
doing it.
use the gua sha on it too, but
Yeah.
for 9 years I had it, and then he did it in 20 seconds with this exact tool, and I've been off my medication
Wow.
since. Yeah, the
Oh,
medication made me
wow.
bloated, made me retain water, and it was just like take the roller and just use that point right here. If you feel there's that point that's kind of like tender, that's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I was just feeling it right now and I was like, oh my gosh, I need that for sure.
yeah.
That's great. So, oh, go ahead. Ate.
Oh, and I wanted to point out because we have the dual texture system in our roller. You know how we have the smooth head, and then now the ridge head and the smooth head. Now we've applied the same ridge system into our dragon guasha. So I'm gonna use this. Maybe you can see it better. Mm, You see how there's that ridge? So it's the same thing as the guasha that we just used. It's bigger. Sorry with my mic. Same contouring, same with this, but this ridge side helps with the flat areas of your face. So now you're getting that invigorating massage while you're applying the gua sha on it. So it's kind of like a two-in-one. I always find the duo texture for me is a two-in-one. I'm rolling, but then it's also working on those points. So that's happy.
I like the pouch of the dragon guasha.
This one,
That's what drew
oh, it
me
took
to
me
it.
so long to figure out how to package this, but I wanted to do. No one does it like this, and I'm very proud that we did this. It's something that this is what, like a Chinese mom or grandmother or parent would put jewelry in to pass down from
Yes,
generation to
yes,
generation. And so it
yes,
has its own story, and it's just because at the end of the day, these are Asian tools, these are Chinese tools from traditional Chinese medicine, and we wanted to keep that aspect of the products too, that there's a history to it. It's still being used today. There are modalities. So there are real changes since. I mean, you can use a Chinese spoon and scrape your back and scrape your neck instead of a gua sha. But so these are the modalities. So the
yes.
techniques and such and principles that we apply
So
to the.
go ahead, Ate, sorry.
I'm done. I'm done. We
So
didn't touch on
if,
the sanitizer and the mask, and I can talk about that in a bit too.
yes, I actually wanted to get to that because those are
Mhm,
things I don't have but want.
mhm,
Um, the so if I have the dual texture roller, the gua sha,
mhm.
and then if I want to get the dragon
Yep.
gua sha,
Mhm.
do I use all three of them like at one time?
Well,
Or do I alternate?
you already have the heart shaped gua sha and you have the duo texture.
Yeah,
I You don't need to get the
the dragon.
yeah, because you have the duo texture on the roller anyway. But if you
Yeah.
wanted to do as a collection, then yes. But I mean, like it's
I
just
want the
yeah,
pouch.
yeah. I just want the
I just want the pouch.
Actually, we've been getting a lot of people contacting us and says, "Can we get the pouch? We have the heart shape. Can we get the pouch?" So we may
Yeah,
need to work on something with that. Sometimes it's the consumer that's telling us what they want, right?
yeah,
Um,
no, for
but
sure.
I love that there's the weight to this. If you wanted to use it on your body, then yes, this is the better one to use on the body because as you can see, it's a lot bigger too
Yes,
in
yeah,
size. And it has a lot more, it grips better, and especially with this ridge side, you can use it on your legs and such. Both you can. It's just I find this is a better coverage if you also want to use it for your body or your back or the back of
yes.
your neck. Yeah,
Okay, so that's good to know because I can there's duo um what do you call this? Duo uses. There's many
yeah,
different uses
yeah.
with the roller and the gua sha, so it's great. Like I love it. Like I do it at night, but now
Mhm.
when I know, like when I could tell that I'm a little puffy under the eyes, then
Yeah,
I
you can
use it
just
in
do
the
a spot
morning.
treatment. Yeah, as a
Yeah,
spot
so
treatment.
at
I
least
used to
now I
spend
know how
so
to
much
use it.
money on eye cream and I just eye serums just to get rid of my puffy eyes and such. And then honestly, this is all I do in the morning now. And
Mm.
I don't have to spend all the kinds of crazy money on those. Eye cream is not cheap, right?
No,
I
it's
just
not.
I just use a drugstore brand now. So because at the end of the day, it's actually the fluid retention, and I found that the more creams that I piled on, it became worse, and you can see it more.
Wow.
Yeah, because you're
So
piling on
then,
so much product.
so I just have to do it like across, like
Yeah,
this.
and then towards this point here, because you want to drain it out, and then down.
Oh, okay. And do
Yeah,
I press down a bit on the roller?
yeah, you can. Yes, yeah,
Okay.
just very light because it's your eyes, but you just basically just encouraging the fluid to move out and down.
Yes. Okay. And you know what? I keep it
You
in
always want
my
to drain it
happy
down because you don't want
box.
it stuck up here too.
I keep it in this
Oh, you
box, and
do?
when I take it
Okay.
out, it's cold. Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah, it is
good.
cold
I
already.
like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter keeps hers in the fridge, and I'm like, mine doesn't need to be in the fridge because hers
Oh,
is not
yeah.
a
You
happy
don't. I
box.
find it's cold enough. Oh, is
It is cold
it's cold
enough.
enough that I don't need to. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
too
no,
lazy
I
to
love
go to the
it.
fridge to get it. I just
I
want it in my
know.
bathroom and it's ready to go.
It just
Yeah.
it just feels weird that it's with, your food. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
find
of
it
course.
really
Yeah.
odd. Okay, so we touched on the beauty and just quickly, to Jennifer, can you show everybody the sanitizer? Because the
Sure.
sanitizer is great. The sanitizer is great. I know we use it at JDL Performing Arts. Our
Oh, you're
students
from
have
JDL.
it.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah, I'm
everything's
actually
mirrored, so I'm not doing it the right way.
yeah, no, I'm actually one of the program directors for the Mississauga branch. So
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
I've been with JDL now for 9 years.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So so our students, I know we did give a few of our students the sanitizer, so that's
Mhm.
available. Tell us a little bit about how, because I know that it was in your bio that you gave me, but about the sanitizer. You guys were the first. Were you guys
So
the
the
first?
sanitizer, we were one of the first companies in Canada. So this is one of those things like if I had known what I'd known, I wouldn't have done it. But because I was like, I'm just gonna do it. You asked me earlier, what as a mom, what would you do? Like, you know what, this product is needed. I don't know what's going on, but you can't find them on shelf anywhere. Hospitals didn't have it, medical workers didn't have it, which was alarming. And it wasn't just like everyday consumers that didn't have this product. And then the WHO was saying you need hand sanitizers when you don't have a wash basin or soap. So, um, and I don't know if you remembered when you were at the hospital that it was hard to get hand
Yes.
sanitizers.
Yes.
right? And you can't run to the bathroom in between patients. It's just not feasible to do that. So when that happened, somehow we came up with it, and we were one of the first companies to pivot. And ours is 80% ethanol, and we knew that we wanted it 80% because that from the studies that I have seen, only 80% ethanol actually kills the coronavirus. And I know that Health Canada approves 60 to 80, and 80 is the max that you can do. Um, but the studies also show that anything less than 80 would not kill the virus. It can kill other germs, but because my product came out specifically to counter the COVID virus, so SARS-CoV-2, I believe that's what the virus is called. Um, so I knew it had to be 80%. So yeah, we supplied a lot of independent stores that were struggling during that time, and we knew that when people find out that they had hand sanitizers, people would go to them, because they were also struggling against the big box stores that people were flocking to. But it's like, oh, so this little shop in Roncesvalles or the shop in East Scarborough has sanitizers. People would go, and we were very specific about wanting to um, um, help the independent stores because they whenever there were sanitizers available, it never went to them. It went to the big stores
Yeah.
to sell. So that's our hand sanitizer. It's super moisturizing. It's a hand
It
repair formula.
is. I love
Yeah.
it. Yes.
And the
And
funny thing was, found out it was so moisturizing when I finally got the prototype and the formulation for our sanitizers. I was so tipid with that one bottle. I didn't
I
want to
bet.
keep I didn't want to like keep using it. I'm like I think this is the sample. And then so I on my way out, I use another sanitizer that we had lying around that somebody gave me like from a while back. And so I pumped it. It was a gel. Ours is a liquid spray. I pumped it and then I went out. And when I was driving, I was like, why does my hand hurt? Like it physically hurt. And I was at a stop sign and I was like, I don't understand. Like, so when I looked at my skin, it turned white.
Oh, wow.
It turned white. I was like, why? It's like chalky. And I couldn't understand. And when I was
Yes.
looking at it, it was shriveling. And I said, it actually hurt. Like it felt like my skin was gonna start cracking or something. And it
Yes.
felt odd.
Yes.
And I don't carry moisturize. I don't moisturize on a daily, like I just don't moisturize. Like lotion sits in my house and it's 10 years and it's still not used. So the only thing I had available was actually my Happy sanitizer. And I said, okay, I'm going to use a sanitizer to counter the effects of this sanitizer, or else I'm going to start bleeding.
Hmm.
Like I could actually see the cracks in my starting to form. So I took it out of my purse and sprayed it, and it went away right away.
Wow.
And I said,
Wow.
okay, we got the formula, we got it right. Let's just go ahead with it. And that's how it started. And then we have our mask
Yes.
too, which
Very
has
nice.
been
Here,
a big,
let me put you on the screen here.
yeah. Thank you. So this is our Happy mask, which is made out of organic cotton. It's 3 layers with a middle filter layer, a moisture wicking inside layer, and an anti-droplet layer out on the exterior with adjustable ears. And I think we were one of the first companies also to come out with um, masks with an adjustable ear, and only because materials were so hard to source that time and people were just like whatever we had available, let's just make them because we needed this so that we can not put pressure on the supply of the actual medical masks for health workers and medical workers. Yeah, we tied up with a really great supplier that really had all our needs and wants. So we still hit the natural side, which is organic. All our dyes are organic. All our fabric is organic. And then the nice thing about this too is the factory that we work with. A portion of the money goes towards and is saved towards the continuing education of the women that work in the factory. So if they want to further themselves and get higher education, that is available for them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
awesome.
been great. This mask has been it's yeah, it's people have just we've just been getting so much good feedback from it. And even at a time when most retailers are slashing and marking down their masks, our retailers tell us we have our masks up to 70%, 75% off, and yours is full price, and people are still looking for your mask.
Yeah.
So it tells us that we've done something right.
Right.
And yeah, because we were 3 layers with a filter, and we came out before the WHO set their guidelines, and we came out with this standard before the Public Health Agency of Canada back in November. Remember, they said has to be 3 layers with a middle filter
Yes.
layer. We were
Yeah.
already in place, so that helped us too.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then we got featured in newspapers and such. So
Yes,
um,
I saw that,
yeah,
and that's great.
we don't have PR. We don't have PR. We have
You
people
don't need
coming to us.
to.
Oh, you know what? I had to learn about the world of PR after. People were like, "Oh, how did you?" And I said, "They just came to us because I didn't
It's
know."
word of mouth too.
So we got very lucky, very, very lucky with those things.
Yeah, which is great. That's so awesome. So where can I have your website just below us here on
Thank
the
you.
screen. And everybody, if you guys want to check out their website, there is links to where the retailers that they are connected to. So you can actually by all means check out the retailers to avail the Happy Natural products because there's a lot now that they offer. But for me, my go-to is Healthy Planet and well.ca, I believe. Yes,
Well,
well.ca and
Dossier carries,
healthyplanet.ca.
yeah. Well, Dossier
Yeah.
carries pretty much everything that we have.
Mhm.
And Healthy Planet, if it's not available in stores, they have it online. And
Yes.
they are having a, yeah. And the children's mask, we also have children's masks. They are carried in indigo, and
Okay.
as well as different stores across Canada. We're
Awesome.
still not in as many stores as we want to be, and we're trying, but with just the feedback that we're getting, it's been really encouraging for me too.
I can imagine because it's everywhere. Like I've seen it on TV, I've seen it on on the internet, people sharing like on Instagram. So it's awesome, and I'm that's definitely something to be proud of at the Gen. And before I ask the
Thank
last
you.
question, my last question, um, to our viewers, if there's anybody out there that wants to ask question to Jennifer, please have that ready and just plop it into the chat box before we wrap up tonight. But are you Filipina, like full? Are you Filipina Chinese?
I so only people in the Philippines ask that because I did, but I have a Chinese background. So like I mentioned, right, these are tools that my
Yeah,
grandmothers would
so I
use,
wanted to
and
ask.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But at the end of the day, Chinese have been in the Philippines, just like Chinese or Filipino have been in Canada for so long that we are Canadian, we are Filipino. Because what happens is we become. I was born in the Philippines too.
But you're
And
Chinese, like your parents are Chinese.
yeah, but they were also born in the Philippines.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah, so
That's neat.
they were born in the Philippines, and so it's a mix of our cultures, and a lot of the food that we eat in the Philippines, they're also based from Chinese cuisine, and it's become Filipino, right? The
Mhm.
pancit, the lumpiang
Yes.
Shanghai, the bola bola, and even words like sushi,
Yes.
keys,
Yes.
and such. So, it's become such a global world. But I was born and raised in the Philippines, with my Chinese background, and so I find
Awesome.
that I get the best of
Both
the whole,
worlds.
all the worlds. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, that's awesome.
yeah.
And with that said, your kids are you sharing your traditions as well?
I
Your
hope
Chinese
so. I hope
tradition?
so. Yeah, I hope so. It's a mix, and like almost every Saturday we have Filipino food from Tita Flips. So
Oh
they
yes,
retain that. And
awesome.
uh Chinese food or it's just normal food for us. It's just food, you know. Like
Yes. Yes. No,
it's our
I
food.
totally agree.
Yeah, it's our
Yeah, I
food.
totally
So
agree.
I try to get them because so they're not always like hot dogs and pizza. Pizza's great,
Yes.
but
Pizza's great.
pizza is
Yes.
great, but so they're not always like mac and cheese or frozen food. I try to
Yes.
give them a taste of different food across, but um, they tend to love Asian food anyway, so that it helps us.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So my last question, to Jennifer is where do you see yourself 5 years from now, and where do you see Happy Natural Products?
You know, to me, it's day by day. I haven't even thought that far, but I want to be able to at least see us in different countries. We are distributed in the Philippines by brightbrands.ph, which is an online seller, but they also sell. I don't think we're in Rustans, but I know that they also sell in Rustans some of their products. But I want to go international because I think what we have to offer can transcend and can really stand on its own. And being an Asian Canadian entrepreneur that's also female, we have so many things that stops us. Either it's innate things that block us from wanting to move the next step, or it could be external. I want to be able to 5 years from now say, hey, you know what, mommy did this, and have my children proud. So for me, it's global expansion, and I think we can do it. I don't know how yet, but I think we can do it.
Oh, and
So
I definitely believe you
yeah,
can.
yeah.
Just with your growth, since you started to now, I can definitely see you guys doing the global expansion probably within the next 5 years. I think 5 years you'll be even like you'll be everywhere. You'll be like
I hope
worldwide.
so, and I hope we have the framework to really support that, so that we can do it really well. It's again now I'm talking about like, oh, am I ready and such, but you know what? We'll just do it until we'll be
Gotta do
ready while we're doing it.
it.
We'll just do it. Yeah, we'll find a way.
Definitely. Yes, definitely. So, guys, if you have any questions, I'm giving you a minute to pop it in the live chat box. But, Auntie Jennifer, thank you so much for spending
Thank
your
you,
time with
Shay.
me. I'm so
Thank you
very
so much.
honored. I was a little nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, she actually, her product is so like, fully launched everywhere, like everybody knows about it. And I
No,
feel
we're
very
still starting. Oh,
honored.
you know what? I do want to share something really really cool.
Sure.
I think well every one of our retailers is very cool, but we're going to be launching in Whole Foods um
I saw that.
in the
I
next
saw
few
that.
weeks.
That's
So
awesome.
it gives us a chance to really reach to people more because we have been so geographically based, meaning like if you live here, I always have to ask someone where do you live, and I'll say okay, there's a store here, there's a store here. But you know, it's easier when I say like for instance for yourself, I say Healthy Planet because there's a whole bunch of them across the GTA, and now I can say Whole Foods, so there's a reach. It's a better reach. And
Yeah.
people in the 905, I say that you know please go to Nature's Emporium, and then people in Leaside, I go to you know I said Peaches and Green, or we are also in Sobeys. The toothbrush is in some Sobeys, so we're working very hard to get it to as many Sobeys as we can because for me, an affordable, environmentally friendly toothbrush in the hands of as many people as we can get them to is our focus because there's no use having it and then it's people can't find them. And then
Of
also
course.
well the well.cas and pretty much all our retailers. Yeah, I mean Ecoexistence, although it's in Roncesvalles, they also have an online presence. So most of them have an online presence anyway. So
Hmm.
with people like yourselves that's giving us the platform to talk about our products and getting people that we normally don't reach to learn about our products, and just like your auntie Wang in Miami, I normally would not have been able to reach someone in that region. You've given us a voice and a platform, so thank you very much for that.
Oh my God, thank you. I am again so grateful
Mhm.
and feel so blessed that you agreed to be, featured tonight.
It is my
As part
absolute
of my
pleasure.
series. As part of my series, like this is awesome because it just ties in with me sharing my experience with the gua sha, with the
Mhm,
duo texture roller,
mhm.
and just making sure that I'm plugging in your products as well. Like
Thank you.
I'm so grateful for having you on our show.
I think we got cut off again. Hello?
Hi, at
Oh,
Jen.
there you are. There you are.
And I'm
Hi.
on mute.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, you could hear me?
I can
Okay.
hear you.
I don't know what happened there. See, I'm like, it says unstable internet connection. And it's funny because I'm actually using data. So, anyways, it could be it's so windy outside. I
The
can hear
weather
my
is
door.
so unpredictable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my side door is like, going crazy right now. But no, but again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, at the Jen for tonight. And of course, thank you to all of our viewers. I will be leaving information about the all the products we talked about today and how you guys can avail it in the description below. And so feel free to send me a comment or write down, a suggestion or even a question, and I can reach out to Jennifer and ask her if you have any questions. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet to Keeping It Real with Shay, please do subscribe. Smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's live. And of course, leave a comment and click the notification bell after subscribing so you'll be up to date on all of my upcoming live chat sessions and, of course, most recent uploads. So, Dr. Jen, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up tonight?
I wanted to say thank you to you, Shay, and as well to the listeners who are still online and watching us, and those that are watching us a tape version of it. Thank you so much for the platform and for giving the opportunity for me, an Asian Canadian woman, female women, this platform. And I also wanted to tell everyone, please stay safe, keep taking care of each other because it's what makes the world a better place.
Definitely. And with that, guys, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to keep it real out there. I will see you soon. Ate Jen, don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys later. Take care.